Hello, lover toes. I'm back again with my free afternoon Saturday in the summer. Freedom. You can almost smell it in the air. Well, look what I have to share. A card. Most of you who follow my channel or know me know that I get terribly intimidated when it comes to making a card. However, this card is going out to one of my son's Twitter friends. He's known this girl for, I guess, maybe 3 years. They talk on the internet and Twitter, and I don't know. I mean, how did he meet her? He doesn't do scrapbooks, so how do they, other people that's not like us, how do they find internet friends? Maybe I don't want to ask. Anyway, this girl is okay in my book. Here's why. She works at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, and last week she sent my grandson a box of goodies from Walt Disney World. I thought that was so sweet of her. And my grandson is just like his mama, me. He loves to get stuff in the mail in boxes. He had a heck of a good time opening that box and going through all his goodies. Now, the same young lady commented and complimented the homemade card that I made for my son on his birthday back in April. I thought that was so sweet. But listen, you heard me right. My son actually shared the card that I made for him for his birthday. I guess he must have took a picture of it and put it on Twitter or Facebook. I don't know if you can do pictures on Twitter. I don't Twitter, so. But anyway, she had asked him a couple questions, and he came to me and was like, Mom, my friend wanted to know, get this. She wanted to know if I did that for a living. I don't think I could probably sell my work, but that was certainly the compliment. And she asked him a few other questions, so I was just so flattered. And so I just really appreciated both him sharing the card and her comments and compliments. And then when she sent my grandson the goodie box, I thought, you know what? I'm going to make her a card, and I'm going to send her a little box with some goodies from Cincinnati. I think the one thing Cincinnati is known for is Skyline chili. I don't know if you all have ever heard of that, and if you all are ever passing through Cincinnati, Ohio, you make sure you stop and have Skyline chili. It's a very different chili from what you're probably thinking about. It's not big chunky pieces of ground beef. It's very good. Now, you'll either love it or you'll hate it. We love Skyline chili. Well, they have it in a can. It's not near as good as getting it fresh, going into the restaurant and ordering it, but it'll give her a sample. She's from New York, so I hope she'll enjoy it. Anyway, well, listen to this. Right here in my neighborhood, one of my neighbors, back on the 15th or 16th of July, she was on vacation, so she took her children to downtown Cincinnati. That's maybe about 20 to 30 minutes from our neighborhood. And they went to a Skyline chili restaurant. They were having lunch. It was, she said it was like after the lunch rush, so that it wasn't very crowded in the restaurant. So she said she's sitting there with her kids. These men in black come into the restaurant. They lock the place down. They talked to the people running it. They went around and talked to the different customers. She had to dump out her purse and show them, everything that was in it. Here, she said like 30 minutes later, after they had checked everything out, in walks President Obama. No kidding. Right here in Cincinnati, Ohio. So, listen to this. She's on the front page of our little, well, she isn't, but her children are. Her children had their picture with President Obama. They're just smiling away. I'll tell you what, even though they're probably like 13, 10, and 8, they looked a little glazed over, like they couldn't believe it was happening either. But can you imagine? You're out with mom, she's on vacation, you're going to go check out a park, and 2 hours later, you're sitting there chatting with the President of the United States. Oh my gosh, how amazing and how cool. Anyway, the moral of my story, he had come in to order Skyline chili for himself and his crew. And she said he knew exactly what he wanted. She asked him. Can you imagine? I would have been flabbergasted. But she asked him what he was getting, and he got a 4-way bean and 2 cheese conies with mustard. Anyway, listen to this. The guy who owns that particular Skyline, because there's different owners, it's kind of like franchise now. The guy says, "It's on us, Mr. President," and he insisted on paying. He took out his own wallet and he paid for, this pretty huge order. I need to find out, like, how much was it? Was it $100 or $500? You could probably go in and have a meal that's going to be quite filling for about $8 for an adult, a hungry adult. So it's not real expensive. You get like a coney, which is a hot dog bun, a hot dog, mustard, onion, chili, and cheese. Oh my gosh, they're so good. And I think it's like between $1.40 and $2. So anyway, that's the story of the week in my neighborhood. And how in the world did I get on the topic of the president going into a restaurant? Who knows? That's what happened here in our neck of the woods. And here's a card that I made for this awesome young lady. I could not tell you where this paper came from. It is from a paper. Oh, I do know what it is. It is the best of... the best of someone. It is one of those big paper stacks, and it is a female artist, and I can't tell you, it is not Anna Griffin. I think it's like the best of Brenda Walter. There you go, the best of Brenda Walter. And I mean, this paper stack is probably about this thick, okay? And I put a little Stickles diamond on here to give it a little glitter. The frame is Studio Calico. The stamp is Gorjuss. No, it is Gorjuss, but that's the name of the stamps in case you don't know. The flowers are I Am Roses. I paper pieced some of this, and these papers are also from the best of stack. And then I used Copics on other places. I put a little glossy accents on her shoes, the kitty cat, and the swing. The stamp down here. When I first got on YouTube, there was this young lady. She was like 18, 20 years old, and her name was Daisy's something or another, and she had created her own stamp set, and that's what that came from. And it reads, Thanks a bunch. Hang on, guys. Maybe you can see it better. I distressed the edges of my pattern paper. I had to go around the edge of that frame because I didn't cut it properly and you could see the cardstock. It looks like it's caulked or something. Any port in a storm sometimes, right? And this is the inside of it. I use this. Those stamps are from Inkadinka-Doo stamp set. I don't know the name of it, guys, but there you go. I hope she likes it. I also have a layout to share. Now, let me zoom out quick and then I'll sit you down and tell you everything I used. I'll zoom in a moment. The background paper, the emblems, the brads, well, most of the brads, are all My Mind's Eye on the Sunny Side collection. I cut out this little label, and there's some up here too, using my MFT Dynamics die cut. This little stamped bicycle there is from a My Mind's Eye stamp set, rather old. This and that is from the collection. The washi tape, I kind of just pleated it with my fingers and stuck it on here, gave it little fish tails, and that is from Pretty Tape on Etsy. I used one of my pens. I really love this pen. It is called a Needle Tip 0.5 by Pentel. It's called Liquid Gel Ink. And I just love this pen. It has a very fine tip. Hang on there, guys. See the tip? Anyway, this has come in very handy. There's the name. Yeah, anyway, good pen for journaling. Very narrow point. What else? I cut this off over here. I put that 4x6 all the way to the edge of the paper and then kind of cut it off midstream because I felt like it gave this picture like movement, because it kind of looks like he's just riding off into the wild blue yonder there. Once again, you know, this is my grandson. He's riding his little birthday bike. And let me zoom in now. You see the little measuring tape die cut is from K & Company, one of their little ephemera packs. It's called Vintage something or another. The Laugh brad is from the My Mind's Eye brad collection. This little orange one, brad, is from Neapolitan, Dear Lizzie. The blue flower is from Bo Bunny, one of their little button sets. There's my two labels from my MFT. I outlined all around the perimeter. And there you go. Pretty easy to do, but once again, you know, I sat there for a couple of hours trying to think of how I could use this great background paper. It was just perfect for the photographs. As always, I thank you guys for commenting and watching and being friends and just for the support. I'll be back soon, guys. I sure am in a crafty mood. See you all soon.